You know that filthy reese bass from Alchemist and Coco, Stan Smith? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this bass from scratch. So without further ado, let's dive deep into how to make this reese. Alright, so before we get started, let me go ahead and show you what the original track sounds like.
I feel like I'm living in the rave. My life is like the speed car, it's getting deeper. You can feel it in the bass. My head is like the dance floor, make it dance more like I'm living in the rave.
Alright, and let me go ahead and show you what my recreation sounds like. So these are the bass notes that are playing. So it's A, E, F, then G, and then it repeats itself and ends in D. So when I was recreating this bass, I've actually noticed that you can play this just with your keyboard. So that just goes to show you, you don't need expensive gear to make bangers. So let's go ahead and look at the patch now. So the foundation of the reese sound in Stan Smith is built on two detuned square or saw waves. You can get similar results by using any of these, so I recommend for you to try both out. So in Serum, you load up oscillator A and oscillator B with these basic wavetables and crank up the unison to around 16 on oscillator A for that wide and gritty sound. I also fine-tuned oscillator A -21 and oscillator B +21. So this is where we create that rolling and moving sound. You detune both oscillators, and the slight difference in detune creates a phasing that makes the reese bass feel alive and evolving. And we've also got this Phase 36 filter. We use this filter to add a touch of modulation and to give the bass that signature tone that it has. So if we look at the effects tab, this is where we bring in the grit. So you can add some tube distortion or hard clip distortion, but don't hold back. As you can see, I have the driver around 69% to really saturate the sound. This is what gives that reese bass that aggressive and in-your-face character. I've also added some hyper dimension to the bass at around 4% to give the bass some depth without washing out the low end. So you got to keep the mix and depth lightings low, just enough to widen the top and give it that stereo spread, but not too much because it can cause some phasing issues. And as you can see, I have oscillator A and B turned on, but I'm also using the sub oscillators to reinforce that low end. The reese can get pretty dirty in the mid-range, so create a second layer with a simple sine wave sub, and this ensures the low end to stay powerful and clean, driving the track while the reese bass handles the gritty top end. So let me go ahead and let me go ahead and open a fresh instance of Serum, so I'll show you guys how to make this one from scratch. Alright, so once you've got the preset initialized, what we're going to do is change these saw waves into square wave, and you can also use the basic shapes. But if you didn't know how to make your own square wave wavetable, then this is how you do it. So do the same on oscillator B, and remember, we're going to detune these in different ways. So for the first oscillator, we're going to add 16 voices to the unison, and then we're going to drag the detune here to around 10, and we'll actually increase this oscillator A 1 octave up and fine tune it all the way down to -21. And we're going to do the same on oscillator B, except it's going to be +21 here on the fine tune. And when you play this already, it's already going to sound like a little reese bass. So as you can hear, we're not too far off. Now we just need some fine tuning to make the bass sound similar to the original track. So now you want to turn on the sub oscillator and the noise oscillator. And we'll choose the bright white noise on the noise tab here. And then you also want to turn on the filter. Make sure it's affecting A and B. And we're going to choose this Phase 36 filter here and change the cutoff to around 1500, 1700. This is where I match that tonality of the original tune. So you can experiment and make your own version. Then I put some drive on it, raised the resonance a little bit, and brought down the mix. Cool. Now the next thing that we're going to do is open the effects tab, add some hyperdimension and distortion. And remember, I brought down the mix of the hyperdimension to around 4%, and we're going to increase the drive to around 80 or 90%. Oh, it's a bit too much, so we're going to bring that back down. Cool. And there you have it. The massive rolling reese bass from Stan Smith by Alchemist and Coco. Detuned saws, grit, and movement are the key to nailing the sound. Now drop it in your mix, be creative, and use this technique to make your own interesting respaces. If this tutorial helped you get that respace, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get notifications for our next upload. So again, my name is Tuesday with DNB Academy, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.